Welcome to the Boxer Lights preview of Galaxy Defenders, the Earth Strikes Back expansion collection. I've already run a series showing you the first scenario and teaching you how Galaxy Defenders plays. This is a demo version, so these are demo prototype components of 2 expansions that are being presented in this Kickstarter campaign under the banner of The Earth Strikes Back. We have Operation Strike Back, which is primarily what I'm going to show you here today, and Extinction Protocol. These 2 expansions pick up where the base game left off. Operation Strike Back sees the agents launch a strike against the alien base on the dark side of the moon. Extinction Protocol brings the agents to the home planet of the invaders to fight the final battle, armed with a new generation of weapons and wearing awesome power armour. Let's start by taking a look at this terrain. In this demonstration here, this demo set, I've got 4 new tiles. These are for Operation Strike Back, and they see us on the surface of the moon. You can see there's some new features here. These are like deep ravines. They're areas that you can't move across, but they don't block line of sight. So it's kind of like mountains, those regions that you can't move through. But because they're lower, you can shoot across them. So that's an interesting new feature. The rulebook calls these barrier hexes. Okay. What I can't show you is what comes with Extinction Protocol. Extinction Protocol, being the kind of the alien base, is this kind of underground cavernous system. So instead of just these rectangular tiles, you're going to have this kind of modular underground chamber type setup going on. The other thing the game introduces are these master aliens. Compare these to the regular, this was a spine critter. These guys are kind of like these, the ultimate aliens, ultimate beasts, kind of like level end bosses. They've got 2 stages. The scenarios will tell you how these guys are used. It's like these scenario end bosses. As in the base game, we've got, this is campaign driven. So you begin the campaign with Operation Strike Back, and there's a number of different scenarios in there. In the demo, I've got, I think, 6 scenarios. I'm not quite sure what's going to come in the final game. Possibly 6, I don't know. And then you move on to Extinction Protocol. But like the base game, you can kind of dip in to each of these different scenarios and just play one scenario standalone. The other significant change, this one comes in Extinction Protocol, actually, is this. Power armour. This is a suit, this special suit that you can power up with energy to give you a new weapon, a new power, and some exceptionally good shields. It has its own little tracker here that you can track the energy rather than using tokens. You can track it here with this little dial. So that's Extinction Protocol. Operation Strike Back also comes with some power suits that you can modify your agents with. There's a Mark 1 and a Mark 2, and this gives your agent a new weapon, a new shield, and different abilities. So we've got the Seize and the Flying ability. Seize allows you to pick up another agent if they're down and wounded. You can pick them up and move them away from trouble. Flying allows you to move over impassable terrain. Again, these power suits are charged by energy. These are the energy tokens that my demo version came with. They're going to obviously look a lot better in the retail version. And significantly, these power suits, not only do they give you this special weapon, but they also increase your movement. So the Mark 2 gives you +3 movement. The Mark 1 version on the other side gives you +2 movement. Okay, as well as this kind of this ability to fly. Right, great little additions. Can't wait to try these out. The first mission sees us. We've landed our ship Deep Blue. Here you can see I've set up the 5 agents on the spaceship. Here's a lunar module here. So this is the moon, and we've got to fend off the alien attack from Deep Blue. Here you can see the armory and these different waypoints here. Fires are going to be erupting. Your agents are going to be acting as firefighters, defending the spaceship not only from alien attack but also from these fires which are erupting. We have a look at some of the aliens that are introduced. I talked about flying. We have some aliens that fly. These are called flying critters. We also have another skill called burrowing. So here we've got diggers. And what's interesting about these guys is that you can't actually attack them when they move around because they're moving underground. Only when they emerge to activate will they be vulnerable to attack. What else do we have? We have these Xeno Deltas, and these guys come in where we've got green and blue. What you can see here, if we look at the blue version, this one's a little bit more strong, but this one's got this lethal ability, lethal, and you can see hits here. So this guy, when he does this lethal attack, you see normally you roll, so for the wrist gun attack, he's going to roll 3 red dice. For the lethal pulsar attack, he actually gets 3 automatic hits, so there's no dice rolling here, and it's lethal, and what that means is you don't get to roll any defense dice for those lethal attacks. The other thing is, if you look at wrist gun, it's got this mark ability. This is Mark II. There's a whole bunch of new tokens that are introduced in the game. These are the mark tokens. They got 2 sides, a 1 and a 2. You can reduce the mark down to 1 and then reduce it down to 0 and it removes. But these are like a computer-controlled targeting system. So once this enemy, this alien, puts a Mark II on you, what you'll see from the card, you've got this lock-on system. If the attack deals damage to a marked agent, so they subsequently attack you again, it causes a critical 1 hit. On the green version, we can see that here the AI is slightly different. It also has a wrist gun with Mark II on it. If the closest agent is marked, attacked with pulsar, otherwise move adjacent and attack with the wrist gun. So you can see it's going to move closer and attack marked players. Alright, but these critical hits are important. These are new tokens again, and there's different levels of criticality. If you do a critical 1 hit, you draw one of these number 1 tiles. There's also critical 2s. These are slightly stronger hits. There's also critical 3s that Extinction Protocol is going to introduce. But what you do is you flip one of these things over. When you do a critical 1 or a critical 2, you draw from the relevant pile, and they do additional damage potentially. So different effects. -1 attack die, -1 defense die. So some of these things are permanent, some of these things are temporary, some of them only hang around until the next refresh phase. So for example here you've got a -1 defense dice, and that's a permanent effect. So some of these effects can be pretty mean. I don't have the miniatures to show you, so because this is just a demo version, I've just got some tokens to represent the new enemies and new aliens. We do have this token here. This is called the Menace token. There's 2 levels of Menace, 1 and 2. And this is assigned to one of the agents when you're dealing with the master enemy, the master alien. The master alien card will describe how this works. There's this arch enemy ability, and it considers the master agent, the agent holding this token, to be their arch enemy. And the AI often applies to the master agent, and this will get assigned to agents who are doing damage to the alien, and it will get increased accordingly. Players can use actions to reduce or reassign or even increase this value in order to distract the master alien and make them the focus of his attacks. Okay, so that's what this is all about. And then we've also got these these poison tokens. So this is additional damage that can be done, for example, by a digger. Yeah, a poison spit suffers poison 2 or 1 wound if already poisoned. Okay, so they've got these poisonous effects. Poison is an extra step added to the refresh phase. If you've got the poison 2, then you take the effects of the poison and you reduce it. Next refresh phase again, and then you'll lose it. So it's not a permanent effect. And then finally, the other thing that this expansion, or a really neat thing that gets introduced, are these NPCs. They'll have their own figures, but for now, like I say, it's a demo. I've got these little tokens. So these are NPCs that you can, non-player characters that you can control. Here we go, and for this demonstration we've got the Agent Knight. They have their own AI, but they'll work on behalf of the agent team as opposed to the aliens. You can see that his AI will have him move adjacent to closest alien, move one area closest to an alien, teleport point or agent. He's got some nice little attacks. So these guys are going to come out into play the same way as aliens are controlled, but what you'll see is that here I've pulled out the signals for mission 1, and the expansion introduces this new type. This one here represents one of these NPCs. I've kind of set things up ready for mission 1, where we're defending Deep Blue. We've got a couple of aliens on the moon already, ready to take us on. These are flying critters. Remember, they can fly across these impassable terrains. And the other thing you should know is that our agents, at the end of the core set scenarios, if you complete those missions, then everyone goes back to copper rank and then upgrades back forward to gold rank. So we start at gold. For the sake of the demo too, I've given Agent Chromium the power armor, which is specific for Marines. It's got a nice shield 4, and it's got this power here which uses this suppressing fire token. I'll just keep this here handy. But what's important to note, when this power armor is used in the Extinction Protocol missions, it'll tell you what the starting energies are. I've set everything at 0 here just to show you how how you can gain energies. But we've got extra weapon and this power. But here, weapons, they don't take regular ammo. These things are charged by energy. And we've got this energy meter here on the power armor. So when you're rolling your dice, the ammo and the jam icons, they're not going to do anything if you're using this weapon. Gold rank's going to give you one basic tactic, an improved tactic and a skill. I've got a few new basic tactics that I can show you. You can take any from any set, so any from the core set or from the expansions. This one gives you 1 energy, refresh 1 energy shield, heal a wound, give an adjacent drone an ammo, and your next attack causes critical 2. So let's grab some of these. The expansions also introduced these psionic powers. These can be gained through GD wings and also through some missions. So these are like extra powerful skills, these mental abilities. And of course we've got some new weapons as well. Some new alien weapons. Nanobots, RPG-D, these ones, ionic pistol, EMP rifle, Ghoul's rifle, plasma whip, and a whole bunch of new devices as well. So for example, this one gives you it's like jet boots that allows you to gain flying until the next refresh. Some energy cells. We've got here stim pack, remove all body conditions. Okay, so there's different devices here as well. we're starting at gold rank, and all of the agents will start with one device, 4 improved weapons and 1 alien weapon. So you're pretty tooled up to begin this mission. All the improved weapons from the core set are considered research, so you can take any of those. And in addition, a random 5 alien weapons from the core set begin research, so you can pick from those. Just to finish off, I'm going to quickly run through a turn sequence and just point out some of the differences, and then maybe demonstrate some of the new effects and show you how they work. Refresh phase. An additional step now. If one of your agents is marked, remember I talked about how aliens could mark you. So during the refresh phase, this 2 will go down to a 1. Next refresh phase, a 1 will disappear. The same applies to poison. So a 2 would go to a 1 and 1 would disappear, and you apply the effects of the poison. Power suits. I talked about how there was a Mark 1 and a Mark 2. They're going to be represented by their own figures. While they're on the battle map, then unlike power armor, which kind of hangs around until you're killed wearing it, if a power suit is out there, then it's losing energy every round. So if this power suit came onto the map with 3 batteries, then during refresh phase it would lose a battery. So if you're wearing a power suit, and that's easily done, you just wander over, use an action to put the suit on, then you get to wear the suit, and obviously it comes with a supply of batteries. Well, you'll need to find ways to recharge those. But the storybook will tell you if and when power suits are available. In the earlier missions, these power suits are placed on the map and you run and pick them up. In later missions, something called a recall power suit special action, where you kind of use your action and the power suit is kind of teleported over from the GD labs. So that's power suits. And then of course there's power armor. So in the refresh phase, everyone's power armor, the energy is going to go up by 1. And then as we head into the battle phase, if you've got enough energy, let's say we've got 2 energy here after a couple of turns, then as free actions, and this is an unlimited number of free actions, you can spend those energies to perhaps use your power. We just move that down by 2. Here's your special power. In this one, it's using this suppressing fire token. It's got 2 sides. All attacks against aliens in this area cause +2 hits, or all attacks against aliens in this area cause -1 defense dice. Okay, so it's your choice which one of those 2 you wish to use. Or of course you can use it to charge your weapon. So here we've got a ranged weapon. It does 3 red dice, 3 blue dice. It costs 2 energy to fire, and it makes use of the GD. So if you roll a GD, that will give you area damage, and also you can spend an additional energy to cause an explosion. An explosion's like an area attack, but it also hits further out. So for example, if Chromium was here, he's got a 3 range, and he targets, say, this area here, 1, 2, 3, then not only does it do area damage to this area, but it also does area damage to every adjacent area. So this explosion fires out, does area damage to all adjacent areas as well. Okay, so pretty neat. Or even using the weapon here, if he rolls a GD, then this does critical damage. Remember, these power suits, they're extremely powerful. I mean, the weapon here is awesome, but unless you can find ways to energize these things, they're only going to last a couple of turns. It takes an action to put it on, but you could also use an action to take it off. So potentially, if you 2 guys were in the same kind of place, you could. You're wearing a suit. You use an action to take off the suit. You move your figure away. Then the Marine here could come in, take their turn, move in, use an action to put the suit on, and then fire this awesome weapon. So what was it? Four red, 4 blue, with a range of 4. If we get a GD, then we do a critical. And all you do here, if it's a critical 1, you grab from this pile. If it's a critical 2, you grab from this pile. There's an icon which tells you whether it's applicable to an alien or like a human. This one's only applicable to a human, so you discard that, draw again until you find one that's applicable to an alien. Yeah, here's one. It's got the alien head, and this one happens to say reduce the alien's, this is a red one, it's a permanent effect, reduce the alien's maximum health by 1 for the remainder of the game. And then of course the other thing to show you is that you can use an action to if one of these signals reveals an NPC, it gets assigned to a player just like an alien. Again, they're going to have their own miniatures that represent each of the different types of NPC. And here's the Agent Knight. And all you do when you use an action to trigger one of your NPCs is you just follow the AI just like you would on a regular alien. Well, I think I've pretty much shown you most of the new stuff. I mean, there's lots of other things that haven't been included in this demo kit. There's stances. Agents will be given different stances, whether you're crouching or prone or standing. For example, if you're prone, you can't move, but it gives you a bonus when using ranged weapons or in fact defending against ranged weapons. The other thing which I think is going to be really cool is with the issue of, if you've got multiple, for example, these NPCs or even aliens controlled by different players on the board, they all look the same. They're going to supply some stickers so you can kind of sticker them up and identify them with pips, I think, or numbers, so you know exactly which one is the one that each player is controlling. I hope you enjoy this little preview. Go look at the Kickstarter. It's live, it's ready, and there's tons more details on there on stretch goals and so on. Galaxy Defenders, Earth Strikes Back. Lots of new exciting stuff for the Galaxy Defenders game.